Hi, I'm Zola, and this is a quick jump board reformer workout. This level is at sort of an intermediate level. It's not beginner, it's not advanced, it's somewhere in between. And I'm on a personal hour reformer. So for my springs, my heavy springs are red, my medium springs are blue, and my light springs are yellow. Um, I will call out the color and the tension that I have so that you can convert it to whatever reformer that you have. My jump board is attached already. Foot bar is lifted to secure the jump board, and of course make sure your knobs are tightened, not too tight, but make sure your jump board is nice and secure. Alrighty, I'm starting with my head rest up on my back with 2 red, a blue, and a yellow, which is 2 heavy, a medium, and a light. 4 springs. And I like my head rest up to start footwork. My heels are together and my toes are apart. My entire foot is on the jump board, so my toes are not peeking over. Arms lengthened by your side. Press the carriage out and feel the heels get heavy into your jump board. This one is nice and squishy. It's very comfortable on the feet. Try to get equal weight between the balls of the feet and the heels and continue to bend and push. Now my Achilles is long enough that I'm able to keep my heels down as my carriage comes in. Not everyone's feet will do that. Some people's heels will lift a lot sooner than mine will, and that is okay. Let the feet do what they're naturally going to do. I'm actively trying to reach my heels down into the jump board as my knees bend. Good, let's do 2 more here. And 1 more. Good, come all the way in and then go to parallel and together. So my big toes are touching and my inner thighs are hugging as I press out and in. So we're just warming up the body, waking up the muscles, get the blood flowing. Jump board is a great way to get cardio in without too much of the impact, like with other exercises, like running or, stuff like that. 2 more. 1 more. Good. From here, go to a second position. So my toes, this is a narrow jump board, by the way, so my legs aren't that wide, but my toes go to the corners of the jump board. I go back to my slight turnout, and I continue to go out and in. So now my heels are separated. Some jump boards are a lot wider than this one, so it gives you a lot more space in your second position. As I bend and stretch, my tailbone is heavy, and I'm now going to be a little bit more mindful of both of my legs straightening at the same time. I think my right leg is doing all of the work. It's getting straight first, and my left leg is lagging behind. So I'm just going to think to press into the left leg a little bit more. 1 more time. Come all the way in. Go back to heels together, toes apart. Stretch your legs. Lift and lower the heels. Now, unlike the foot bar where your heels have a lot more space to move, the range is going to be a lot smaller on your jump board. But we still want to work the ankles, warm them up before you start jumping. Good, 2 more like this. And 1. Now lift the heels, hold. Keep the heels lifted as you bend your knees and continue to press out and in on your toes. Press and bend. Now my heels are lifted. Everyone's feet flexibility is different. So maybe your heels are lifted a lot higher than mine are. Maybe yours aren't as high as mine are. Everyone, again, looks different. Good, 2 more here. And 1 more time. Now press the carriage out. Lower the heels. Bend your knees, carriage in. Lift the heels. So we're rolling through the feet here. Stretch the legs. Heels lower down. You bend the knees. Heels come up. Press out. Heels down. Bend in. Heels up. 1 more like this. You press. Lower the heels. Bend the knees. Lift the heels. Now, opposite, reverse that. Heels press down first, then press out. Heels lift up, bend your knees. Heels down, press out. Heels up and bend your knees. 2 more this direction. Heels down, press out. Heels up and bend. 1 more. Heels down, press out. Heels up, bend your knees. Very good. Now hug your knees to your chest. Rock yourself up to seated. And let's change the springs. I'm going to do 2 red springs. That's 2 heavier springs. And then lie right back down. Lower the headrest down. We're going to do some bridging to wake up the back side of the legs. Arches of the feet on the top of that jump board, like you're hooking them over, bird on a perch. Curl the tailbone under, roll the hips up, and roll the hips right back down. Again, roll the hips up, and roll it down. It's okay if your carriage pushes out a little bit, no big deal. Mine, for me today, easily stays into the stopper as I roll up and down. Now this time, roll the hips up, reach the arms up, keep the spine long. We hinge the hips down and up, down and up. Keep the chin lifted away from the chest. The fingertips are reaching to the sky. If you find that you need more support, just put those arms right back down. One more time, lift the hips and hold. Can you press the legs out? Pull the carriage in. Hips down, hips up. Press the carriage out. Pull the carriage in. Hips down, hips up. Again, press it out. Pull it in. Hips down. Woo! Hips up. One more time. Out. Carriage comes into the stopper. Hips come down. Now hips stay up. Press out and in 5 times. 5. Your legs only get to go as straight as you can keep the tailbone curled under, which mine was not. 3 more. Pubic bone pulling back to the belly button. My tailbone is pointing at the angle that my knees are when they're bent in. 1 more time. Out. Pull it in. Arms down. Roll the spine down. Hug your knees to your chest. Stretch your legs up to the sky. Climb your hands up to whatever you can reach for a quick hamstring stretch here. And I'm doing another spring change. Instead of 2 red springs, which is 2 heavy springs, I'm changing to a red and a blue, which is a heavy and a medium. So it's not quite as heavy for my arms. This is also the setting that my first set of jumps will be in. So keep that in mind. I'm lifting my headrest back up because I like it that way. Grabbing my short loops, shimmying away from the shoulder blocks and stretching the arms up to the sky. Bring your legs to tabletop when you're ready, and then press straight down and straight up. 4 more here. 4. Try to move the arms as evenly and symmetrically as possible. As I press my arms down, I'm reaching the back of my arm to the mat, not just the hand. 1 more time like this. Good. Now in one piece, press the arms down, stretch the legs, and curl your chest up and start pumping for the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale. I'm going to do heels together, toes apart. Exhale. And I'm pushing my hands into the handles to keep my arms long and my shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. And exhale. Hug the seat, sits bones narrowing in toward each other. Heels are actively pressing together. 3 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, lift your arms, and rest your head. Let's continue with our arms. Stretch the arms to the sky. Press them down and circle them around. Good. 3 more. Collarbones stay wide, even as the arms lift to the sky. Good. Reverse the circles for 4. And lift. Circle for 3. And lift. Hugging my legs together. This is still a full body workout. 1 more. Lift the arms. Press them right back down. Wide through the chest. Back of the arms and fists are down. Tricep press. You bend the elbows and you stretch. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend. Exhale, maybe you stretch the legs and curl the chest up as you press those arms to straight. 3 more. Bend and stretch. 2 more. 1 more. Stretch and hold. Swing the legs up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, rest your head, and rest your arms. Good. I'm going to put my loops back on the pegs, hold on to the pegs, and twist the knees from side to side just for a little stretch. Maybe a little look in the opposite direction. All right, going to your first set of jumps. Keep the same spring setting. Start with heels together, toes apart, and press the legs out to straight. Make sure you're centered on that jump board. The whole foot is flat on that jump board. Start to bend the knees and push out and in. So the spring is, we're on 2 springs, a heavier setting. So you have to find the power through the seat and the abdominals to push out from that jump board. Squeeze and squeeze. Keep going. And squeeze and squeeze. Good. Now go parallel. Continue the jumps, but big toes touching, legs are parallel and together. If you feel your low back get light, maybe as you jump, you lift the legs a little bit. Or maybe you think of imprinting the low back onto the mat. I don't cue that a lot, but I'd rather that than your back start to arch. Now jumping jacks, can you land with the legs apart? Land with the legs together. Jump out and apart, out and together. Out and apart, and in. Out and in. Breathe. 4 and 3. 2. 1 more. Come all the way in and rest. Good. For my rest, I like to drape my legs over the jump board and wiggle my feet side to side. It's a really nice calf massage. And then we do another set of jumps. So shake your legs out, shake your feet out. Starting with heels together, toes apart again. Press the legs out to straight. Make sure you're centered and all that good stuff. Now, this time we do our air jacks. So this time when you jump, you separate the legs and land in first position. That first one was not great. Open, close. Open, close. Every time you're landing with heels together, toes apart. I'm just doing a quick little opening of the legs. Find your seat here. Still a full body workout. I'm pressing my arms into the mat, reaching them long. Good for 8 and 7, 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Woo! And again, you can drape your legs over the jump board and wiggle the feet side to side, calf massage. Catch your breath here. When you're ready, bring yourself all the way up to seated. Changing your spring, I'm doing 1 blue or 1 medium, and finding a Z-sit on the reformer carriage. So my shin closest to the jump board is parallel to the new front of the carriage, and my other shin is parallel to the shoulder blocks. I grab the handle that's in front of me, holding on to the short loop. Other hand can hold on to the, actually I lied, we're doing oblique twist. Other hand can cross in front of that hand closest to the jump board. So sitting up tall, stack your hands right in front of your chest and leave enough space for an imaginary magic circle. Twist to the jump board and only back to center today. Twist to the jump board and back to center. The elbows are lifted and rounded. Think hug a tree. As I twist to what is my left, I'm thinking of the opposite right hip, pressing down to the mat. I'm trying to create as much space in my waist as possible. 3, and twist 2, and twist 1. Good. From here, I continue to hold with my hand closest to the jump board, and I bring my legs in front of me. I scooch myself forward, hold my hand onto the shoulder block, and I find a tabletop or modified teaser here. I nudge my elbow, I draw a sword. I pull it back in. I try to keep my ankles, knees, and hips in line with each other, so I'm not leaving anything behind as I draw my sword. Good. So if you can imagine, I could be twisting everything, not keeping alignment, but I'm trying to keep the alignment. Shoulders stacked with the hips. 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Woo! Come all the way in, put those feet down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to face my back to you. Finding that Z sit, shins up against the shoulder blocks. Whew, and hold on with your right hand or hand closest to the jump board. Stack your other hand on top. Find your imaginary magic circle and then twist. And then only come back to center today. Lift and twist. And come back to center. Good. Push. So I'm pushing my palm into my fist to help me twist. And I'm truly trying to twist from my obliques and not my shoulders. My shoulders just happen to follow where my core is guiding me. 4 more. 4, 3, let's do 1 more. I'm starting to lean back. I'm going to fix that. Now come back to center. Keep holding with the hand closest to your springs. Bring those legs in front of you. Scoot your hips forward. Hold on to the shoulder block. Curl your tailbone under and find a modified teaser. Draw your sword. Bring the carriage back in with control. Draw your sword. Bring your carriage back in with control. Good. Reach. Hug your seat. This side feels a little bit harder for me. And reach. 5 more. 5. And bring it in. And 4. And in. 3 more. 3. 2. And last one. You survived. Put that loop back on the peg. Let's grab the short box. So short box in front of the shoulder blocks for me, behind if you're taller or have a different setup than I do. Changing to, I'm going to keep it on this blue spring to see how this feels. We're doing front arms, which tends to start to feel heavy pretty quickly. If I were on balanced body, I would do this on a blue. I'm bringing my hands to my hips, sitting up very tall. Palms face up, and I serve my platter. I reach, and I bend. I reach, and I bend. This tension feels just right. Reach, and bend. Let's do 4 more here. Think of the pinky side of your palm rotating up to the ceiling so they don't start to sneak down to the floor. 2 more. This is your last one. We reach and we hold. We lower the arms down. We lift the arms up. We lower them down. Wide through the chest as the arms come forward. Keep the shoulder heads rotating outward. Inhale down and exhale up. 2 more. Lower and lift. 1 more time. Now only lift to shoulder height here. Pulses up and down for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your elbows, take a little break, palms facing up. Shake out your shoulders, maybe shake out your neck a little bit. I needed that. Reset, stretch the arms forward and hold. You open the arms, you close. You only open the arms as much as your shoulders can stay connected to your back. Your arms will stay in your peripheral vision. You can see them out the corners of your eyes. 2 more. 1 more. The arms stay open. You pulse up and down, up and down, up and down. 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the arms in and rest those. Kill me. All right. Hug a tree. Arms start open to the side. Lift it with the elbows and rounded. We hug and we open. Inhale as you open and exhale to close. 2 more. 2. Good thing about Pilates, you don't have to do so many reps to feel it. Good. Rest the arms again. Shake out your shoulders. Last thing here, I'm struggling as you can see, is shave. So Forefinger and thumb touch. I'm leaning forward. I bend my elbows and I press. As I lean forward, I try to pull my stomach away from my thigh bones. I try to find the lift of the sides of the waist, the hug of the seat. Good. One more here. Bend and stretch. Circle the arms open and rest. Reach behind you. Put those loops back onto the pegs, and you are done with your short box. So let's put it back. Just wanted to get you a nice quick arm series in there before we focus on the lower half of the body and our cardio. So I'm putting my reformer on one red spring, which is a heavier spring, but it's just a single spring, because we're going to do some unilateral jumping. So feet are flat, arms are down, legs and feet are together. Press the carriage out. Make sure you're centered on your jump board. Bring your right knee to your chest. Bend your left knee. Jump, switch, and land. Jump, switch, and land. Jump, switch, and land. So it's like a little light jog through the neighborhood, right? The spring is much lighter. You have a little bit more air time than you did when you had two springs on. Yeah. Maybe you do a little bit more. You reach the arms up and you curl the chest up to add a little bit of an abdominal element to your jumps. Little jog here. Good. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Keep your jaw going, but lower your chest down. Now, as your leg comes up to the ceiling, stretch and then kick the legs. Kick and switch like scissors. Switch. Switch and land. Roll through the feet to land. Toe ball heel. Switch. Toe ball heel. Yeah, so it's a light landing, absorbing the shock. Same thing, if you want, you can add that lift of the chest, reaching through the arms. Switch and switch and switch and switch. Let's do 4 more. And 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down. Keep your switches going and start to bend that top knee in and go back to that single leg stretch jump. Jump and switch. Try to stabilize the pelvis. Pull the abdominals in and up. Maybe you stack the palms behind your head, curl up. And then as you land, you twist elbow to opposite knee. Twist and twist. And 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Good. Lengthen your legs over the jump board. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Take a breath here. Beautiful. Come up. Let's do our feet and straps to cool down a little bit. So I'm doing a red and a blue spring, so a medium and a heavy. Long loops go onto the feet. Heels together, toes apart. Frog your legs out and in. Press out and in. Let's do 4 more here. We're keeping a heavy tailbone. We're moving equally through both of those legs. Both of them are getting straight at the same time. Last one, press out and hold. Start to lift up, open, down and in. Up and around. 3. Make sure the heels get to squeeze together before they lift back up for 2. Squeeze to lift for 1. Legs come up, reverse those circles down and around. 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Bring the heels together. Bend the knees, slide the loops off of the feet. Step off to the left side of your reformer. Place your hands on top of the carriage. I'm removing that lighter spring now, placing my right foot on the shoulder block with the knee down, and I'm pressing the carriage out for a nice hip flexor stretch, Eve's lunge. Lots of flexion when you do your jumps in the hips, so this is a great counter to that, a counter stretch to that. Good, come all the way in. Carefully hop yourself over to the other side, left foot against the shoulder blocks. Press the carriage out, hips down. You can keep your back knee down. Get the stretch in the front of that hip. Chest is lifted. And then pull the carriage all the way in, and you are finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want more videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe, comment, leave your thoughts. I will always get back to you. I am Zola. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.